You're on.
Hi, I'm Mark Nejma, and I'm running for mayor. And many of you may have seen me driving this van around. First thing I'd like to tell you is, I don't really want to drive this van. I'd rather have a nice car and just, drive around and live my life the way you're living it. But I feel in America that there's a major problem. And the problem is a lack of activism, a lack of attention to the details that create jobs. We also have some problems that live right in our communities. The people that are breaking down the system, the crony politics, the greed on Wall Street. It all matters, and it matters so much that I've decided to drive this van around, which really does not make me feel comfortable. But let me show you something about what I believe in. One, I don't believe in the Tea Party, and I don't believe in Democratic Kool-Aid, because I think that that's a big problem. People just jumping on the Democrat bandwagon or the Republican bandwagon. I think that people right away want to grab hold of something so they can hate the other side. That's definitely not the solution. So, am I against the Tea Party? Absolutely. Am I against the people that just are blatant Democrats? Absolutely. I also believe in fighting the corruption on Wall Street and fighting socialism. What does that mean? Well, dark pools of trading. People that are working the media to get things their way. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's right. We need the financial markets very much because we need to grow new businesses, new companies, and we need equity invested so that people get a return. Right now, the financial markets are not trusted. This is a very big problem. But at the same time, government is employing millions of people. Millions of people because there's nothing beyond bureaucracy to them. It's just endless expense. So we definitely have to fight socialism. Socialism is not necessarily the things that we give people that are in need. Socialism is when the government just gets too big, and I think it's definitely too big now. I want to take you inside my house and I'm going to talk to you about what I've learned about campaigning in Bradley Beach. Come on in. Welcome to my home. My trusted cameraman is helping me. So, a lot of people want to know when I came to Bradley Beach. I came to fix a roof on this property in 2004. And the man was telling me how he just hated Newark Avenue and how he wanted to just sell his house. So instead of taking the money to fix the roof, I asked him to keep that money and use it as a deposit. I bought the house, I knocked it down, I drew by hand this house, and then I proceeded to begin to slowly build it out of bits and pieces of whatever I had. And this is what it is. The house is called La Casa Triste. And oddly enough, it's called that because I had the inspiration that the house was sad for the world around it. That was 2007. Never did I believe that it would have so much meaning. Come on, sit down with me. This is my fireplace, and this is where I sit and relax and I think a lot. Built it by hand. Believe it or not, this is not stone, this is roofing slate that I took off a roof and broke into pieces to make it work. That kind of attitude about making things work is kind of what I believe Bradley Beach has to do and what America has to do. If we can't get things right in a 1 square mile town, if we can't fight the cronyism, if we can't fight the corruption, yes, corruption in Bradley Beach, if we can't bring fairness to Bradley Beach, then we can't do it anywhere in this country. What I've learned from campaigning is that there are a whole lot more reasons than what I believed need to change to run for mayor. One, I've walked the street and I've come across beautiful houses like this, where people have spent their time and their money to build out fantastic places where they can live. But I've also run across many rentals where people are living in shambles, where paint is chipping off the walls, where floors on porches, you're ready to put your foot right through it. And I say to myself, well, what kind of code enforcement and what kind of building department do we have here? And why are they harassing people like me that keep a nice house, that try to make things nice, and yet they're not even doing any inspections, obviously, on some of these rental properties? The next big problem in Bradley Beach might be a major fire in one of these rental units, because to me, I can see as a builder what problems there are. And moving on to the political scene, I would like to hire a forensic accountant to take a look at all of the operations of Bradley Beach, to take a look at why there's so much money spent in public works, what the situation is with the sewage taxes, and what the costs are within the town. I can't determine without a forensic accountant what needs to change. Somebody has to really be able to follow back, and it takes a professional accountant. I'd like to be your mayor. I'd like to see changes. I'd like to see friendlier police, which many people beyond me have said as I've walked the streets of Bradley Beach. I'd like to see people paying attention to traffic rules with speeding up and down the street, and that goes for the police as well, because there's so many children, especially on Brindley Avenue, that could be injured. Just common sense things for community, but more importantly, community is what we need, and that means everybody that works in the community and lives in the community has to work together. That's why I'm running for mayor. I appreciate your time. I'll see you tomorrow night, which is Monday, at the firehouse for the debate, and I'm always available to answer questions. Just like my van, I really don't want to drive that van, but I have to make a statement. Same with being in the election for mayor. I really don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to do it. Always feel free to call me, Mark, 732-995-3914. Thank you very much.